Hello everybody, this is Purge, bringing you guys another Purge cast of pub. We are in the high matchmaking bracket. I looked around in the normal, the low normal for a replay for a while, and I could not find one, unfortunately. So I saw one game that looked like it had a lot of potential, but the replay was unavailable, and I was like, no! The way I was looking through things was I checked the last Purge cast of pub 17, and I was clicking around through the previous players, or those players in that game. Some of them ended up playing more games, some of them did not. I think the Beastmaster, the guy who bought the multiple gems, he only played 2 games of Dota, then he gave up forever, so kind of sad, but that's how it goes. I'm using a webcam for this one, and I hope everything else looks good. I'm going to set myself to offline so I don't get any pop-ups, but the drafting will begin. So, the high matchmaking ranking is moderately below where I am currently, so I should be pretty qualified to talk about all the mistakes and problems that are being made by all the players in the game. Sorry for the lack of uploads. I've been kind of burned out and feeling lazy as hell the last couple days, so I have been slacking there. But things may pick up soon. A couple announcements before we get started. I'm going to IPL 5 on Friday, this weekend. The next weekend, it's Sunday today, I think, so next weekend. Maybe it's Monday. I don't know what day it is. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's coming up this weekend. It's in Las Vegas. They have StarCraft 2 and League of Legends. I'm going for StarCraft 2, of course, because I do follow StarCraft 2 scene, and it should be really fun, so I'm pretty excited to go to that. I'm going to go with Blitz or Will, whichever way you guys want to call him. And it should be sweet. Going to be there next weekend. We'll have plenty available roaming. If you guys are going to be there, feel free to come say hi if you can find me. It's in Las Vegas. I will sign your autographs. I'll sign your skin. I'll sign mostly anything that's not inappropriate. All right, let's go over the players quick. Mercury Water is going to be playing Faces Void. We have Sly playing the Drow Ranger. Got Mizix playing Disruptor, and Koki Story all on the Nyx. And finally, we have Glexter playing the Dragon Knight. For the Dire team, we have Ford Escape. Okay, playing a Crystal Maiden. Rafizano playing the Chaos Knight. Goms is playing Queen of Pain, and we have 2 more players. Jaeger Bomber is playing Lion, and Apache is playing some other mystery hero that I'll go over later. So let's look at some starting item builds, see how things are going. Solid starting item build for Disruptor. I wish he had an Observer Ward here. He's got 300 gold in the bank. Looks like he may be random. 200, 300, 400. Yes, I think he randomed. And he bought Courier, by the way. This is his Courier. So he purchased Courier. He randomed. He has all this gold. He probably should spend it. If you're playing a support on a safe lane, I say always buy Sentry Wards. I say this a lot on stream right now, but if you're a support hero and you're going to the safe lane and you are at a high enough matchmaking where they're almost always going to block with wards, please, God, just buy Sentry Wards. You'll get good at it, and you're always going to be guaranteed a pull. Always. Why not do it? Just do it. Guarantee yourself a pull. Faces Void goes with the Double Tango Quelling Blade Slipper. I wish this was a Salve Tango Quelling Blade Slipper. I'm not a huge fan of the Slipper myself. I wish this was 3 Ironwood branches at least. If you're going to... I mean, why not? If you have the money and you're getting a Quelling Blade Double Tango, just buy 3 Ironwood branches because you'll get more HP out of it and you'll get the int as well. Go for it. I don't like that he skilled Time Lock already. I think grabbing at least... Time Walk first is usually better. Sometimes Backtrack. I usually wait to skill that personally until I hit level 2 just to make sure that I always have the right thing. Drow Ranger goes for a Precision Aura first, which will increase his last hitting power as well as all the range heroes. It looks like Dragon Knight is going to die here unless he cuts himself all... Oh my god, seriously? Oh no! I thought he was going to make it, damn. God, he wasted so many tangos there. And he had a Quelling Blade up. He wasted like 4 tangos to try to survive that. That was pretty funny. That's a tri-lane. Lion, Crystal Maiden, Chaos Knight tri-lane. Versus a dual lane of Nyx and Dragon Knight. Disruptor has killed Naga Siren using the ADD and a kinetic field. Looks good. Looks like there's no time walk to use because, of course, he did skill Time Lock first. Queen of Pains versus the Drow Ranger. This should be a semi-equal lane. Drow Ranger has good base damage. Queen of Pain has good base damage. There's silence on Drow. She hasn't skilled it yet, of course, and may be a little delayed here, but it can be very useful against Queen of Pain if you know what you're doing. The important part. Not a huge fan of this ward. I think if you're going to place a ward on the high, upper rune spot, it should always go here. Did they recently slope this? I don't remember this being so sloped. Are there bushes up there normally? This is new. This is really new. Look how sloped it is. See what I mean? I thought it used to be a hill with no trees on it, but now it's got all these little bushes all over the place. It must be adding stuff to the map that I haven't seen before. Starting item builds on the top lane. Nyx goes for a Mantle Slipper. Interesting choice. Gives him more mana. Gives him slight damage. I'm not a huge fan of this. Personally, I kind of wish it was maybe... I mean, it's cool that his mana is higher, but it's... I don't know. I guess regardless if he goes for fast Arcane Boots and gets some regen out of it as well, he'll be okay. But kind of a weird choice for starting item builds for sure. Crystal Maiden picks up a Brilliant Aura, an Arcane Aura right at level 2. I wish this was a Nova Frostbite and then an Arcane Aura. I think that's the better build. She should not be lasted and leave that to the Chaos Knight. No pulling has yet happened by line. And this is where they're going to start losing their lane, is because if they have a tri-lane and all three of them sap the same experience, they're going to get leveled very slowly. What they should be doing is stacking and pulling on this medium camp, and pull it into the wave, get some EXP, deny some experience from these two guys, and you should be able to outlane them very easily that way. I mean, it's going to limit Chaos Knight's last hitting a bit because they do have a tri-lane versus a dual lane, but that's one of their options, or what they can do is just kill them a crap load of times, and we haven't seen that yet, partially because Chaos Knight's out of mana. So, but luckily he is getting some from Crystal Maiden now. She picks up Crystal Nova, so that's all good there. I mean, that's one of your options versus a dual lane. If you guys ever are worried about a dual lane, that's what you can do. You can just say, okay, well, we'll kill them. Unless they land perfect triple stuns. He's going to rally it. If they do actually still get the kill, can they get the double is the question. Fort Escape's going to die to tower because he's not paying attention, but I think Dragon Knight will live. So, slight mistake there. I think that's going to give Dragon Knight some EXP. He's going to hit level 3. If you're ever up against a scary dual lane, you tri-lane them, or you just pull the crap out of them. Or you can solo solo. That's going to be a kill mid, actually. Barely enough mana for Queen of Pain here. Another hero that went for multiple tangos with no salves, not a good choice. If you got level 1 ganked, he would be in trouble for the rest of the laning stage. And Face the Void picks up a Ring of Health, most likely going Battle Fury. The Disruptor is pulling now. The 3-minute pull is actually good if you're trying to push. So I'm not really sure if Disruptor is doing this on purpose or not, but the reason that you do the 3-minute pull with a single pull is because it will push the lane, or will kill the lane very easily. It looks like he's actually going to pull into this one. Surprisingly, he pulled this. Oh no, actually he is on time. Sorry. The center will get killed. He's going to deny this entire experience wave, and the catapult's going to stay here for a while. But normally, if you actually want to push the wave very early, the 3-minute pull is the way to do it. Do a single pull with a siege creep. The siege creep is always at the 3-minute mark, and then as this first wave dies, it'll push on through with the next wave, and you'll have a double wave with a catapult. Nagasar, not a good long lane hero, so, and especially if you're going long lane, don't buy Quelling Blade first. This should be a Stout Shield for sure, because you will take Harass. Stout Shield is the way to go. If you're not getting mostly free farm, Quelling Blade is not recommended at all. If your lane is contested at all, I would almost always, if you're a melee hero, go for a Stout Shield instead. So that's going to hurt him. If you look at his last hit so far, he's up to 4. So do you think his Quelling Blade's really paid off? The answer is no. He's going to keep getting denied. Here's some hexing. That's the top lane fighting, and Dragon Knight might not die. He's got a wand. Wand very good against a tri-lane, so if you can pick that up early, that's awesome. Nyx's items look pretty solid right now, I must say. He does have Clarity Potions. He's got Boots up as well. And Dragon Knight only at 600 gold. He's going to use the Flame Breath to not get last hits. Not too surprised, though. Not easy to last hit under a tower. Nothing new for Naga, unless something's flying out. It's a ton of regen plus wards. I think this Disruptor is still pulling here, and he's doing a nice job. He's not going to be able to get the second pull off in time, because he's a little late here, but he's going to try it. It's not going to happen, though. Creeps will be long gone. I hear Chronosphere. He is going to Chronosphere on Apache. Can he get the last hit? He needs 2 hits, and he's got him. There's the net, which might... Nope, Time Walk. Time Walk. Shortest Time Walk I've ever seen, but it worked. It got him out of danger. So he survives, gets killed in the bot lane, 4-3 now. Mid lane, Queen of Pain has Bottle picked up now. A lot of HP out of this. And that's one thing that I kind of like about her starting item build. Crystal Main's going to get another kill. This is on Nyx Assassin top. One of the things I kind of like about the starting item build is, yeah, it doesn't give you as much damage, but it also gives you a lot of HP as well, which is kind of sweet. Not necessarily what you'd need against a Drow Ranger. I would say that usually last hitting power is almost always more valued over survivability items, but it's kind of a cool item build. I like it. So that all looks good. Drow Ranger is going to get some more farm. 3 levels of precision now, and once she hits 6, that's going to give so much damage. She'll go from +9 damage. We'll see what she gets when she picks up her ulti. Please skill your ulti. Please. Please. Come on. Nothing. Yes, now. Surely you'll have to do it now. Damn it, Drow. There we go. Okay. Doubled the damage from the precision aura there, giving 20 agility here. I guess that's doubled here while she's outside of range of a Drow Ranger, so... Or of the Queen of Pain at least. Queen of Pain now level 6. Good skill build for her. I think this skill build's probably fine, by the way. You may be thinking, like, maybe should I get a Silence versus the Queen of Pain? I think it's okay to leave it at this. Just focus on damage. If you're not too worried about the Queen of Pain. I mean, Queen of Pain does have a kill advantage, but Drow Ranger's been getting a lot more denies. 13 denies from the Drow Ranger, so Queen of Pain should be at a level disadvantage, and that is the case, despite her actually getting a kill. She's ganking the bot lane now. Void's actually in a lot of trouble. He's not going to have mana for a Time Walk. Here comes the net. Queen of Pain ulti is going to start. Does not get backtrack. Scream is a complete waste. But she has a bottle and a haste rune. More backtracks. More backtracks. There's a blink in, and that should get them the kill. They just need 1 more attack. 2 more attacks, sorry. Okay, he does get killed. She will stroll on out, bops a bottle under tower, which is really dumb. Big waste of mana and HP there, but a tango for her. That's going okay. Top gank, that's Nyx. Why is he here? I don't really know. Throws a double stun and Pale, and that's it for him. Mana Drain, and at least they do get the Dragon Knight kill. Disrupt is level 5. It's going to be maxing Thunderstrike. I think this build is a little bit more reliable in pub games. If you guys are playing at anywhere but the mostly high bracket, like the very high bracket, I would recommend actually max Thunderstrike first. I know it's awesome to see pro players use Glimpse very effectively. I mean, maybe put Glimpse at 2. I think there's nothing wrong with putting Glimpse at 2, but I think you should probably max out Thunderstrike first, just because the damage is so much more reliable. Rather than focusing on like team fight coordination and team coordination, I think just going for the damage instead is by far a better choice, especially because the mana cost stays the same at all levels, so I would recommend to do that sometime.
Middle is missing.
Faceless Void now, maxing out Time Lock. I like the max out Time Lock build now. I think it is arguably the best one that you can go for, unless you're in a really bad situation and getting backtrack first is important. Early Time Lock levels are also very good actually, but look at the bash damage soon. And with the Chronosphere here, if he gets any bashes under Chronosphere, it does double damage. Is he going to get any? Oh my god, he actually got 0. Oh, oh, Faceless Void has got to be so pissed. He got unlucky. Really, really unlucky there. He never got a single bash under Chronosphere. It does double damage under Chronosphere now. We see heroes dying top. Nyx assassin most likely going to die. Lion actually picks up a mana drain early on. He's level 6 and is getting a lot of skill points out of this. But I actually played a game yesterday where I played Lion and I went solo mid. I was against a TA. And I think I heard about this build where you go Earth Spike 1 and then you go mana drain 2, 3. And the idea is that you drain the mana from Templar Assassin so that she can't use Refraction, because if you have no mana, no Refraction, which means no Obscene Lacidine power. So I tried it out, and I eventually maxed out Mana Drain 3rd, so I put 2 Mana Drain, maxed out Earth Spike, maxed out Hex, and then I maxed Mana Drain. And I was actually surprised how it worked pretty well. Mana Drain's been buffed a crap load. It's up to 120 mana per drain, or second, sorry. We're going to see Crystal Maiden die here, but I was actually quite pleased with how effective it was. One thing I want to point out quick, I think Nyx should have 1 level Spike Carapace at least. 2 levels of Mana Drain, Mana Burn isn't worth it. The utility from Spike Carapace should be gotten, because you can reflect some serious damage. But it actually worked out quite nice. I found some problems where I kept being a little too focused on Mana Drain in some team fights when I should have been attacking and moving, which is generally why in the past when Mana Drain was worse, why it was recommended to not even get Mana Drain. But I think there is some utility in the spell now, and you don't really have to buy any mana regen items now, because you can literally walk up to a range creep and steal every bit of mana that he has. We're going to see Lion get initiated on. Here comes the stun and the Mana Drain, a very easy kill. So pretty good ganking so far. So yeah, I wouldn't say, if you're in a support role, I don't think it's worth it to get Mana Drain. But if you're in a mid role, I think it's definitely something that you can consider depending on the matchup. Because the 120 mana per second is pretty crazy. You can end up fighting for a lot longer. It does make you squishier and more likely to die, but I think it was kind of cool. So Crystal Maiden skill build at the moment is okay. Versus these heroes, I don't know if I would recommend going Frostbite max first, personally. See a stun on the Dragon Knight. He's pretty likely to die here. Frostbite's going to do a lot of damage. And, yep, gets the kill. 1 Static Storm. That was on, I have no idea. What, did they just send him back or something? I think they just sent back the Lion with a glimpse after he ultied. Actually, Sentry goes down. That's a stun on Nyx Assassin. Frostbite as well. He looks really dead, actually, under tower. Nice kill there. The reason I like Crystal Nova maxed out first, personally, when they don't have Blink heroes, is because it does more damage, relatively. The Frostbite's going to do, what, 2 or 3 ticks of damage here. Queen of Pain shifting top, actually, and he's going to get killed, but, I mean, Frostbite's good for the disable, but if you're up against a dual lane, you can land this damage on 2 heroes. That's up to 500 nuke damage. The cooldown is higher, of course, but, I mean, the damage is there and the duration goes up. So I think Crystal Nova is a little better for early damage potential, or at least max them out evenly, perhaps. I mean, she's got a lot of mana regen now at Arcane Aura, and that's going to help out the Chaos Knight a lot. I actually picked up an Orb of Venom, which is a little surprising. We don't see that very often on this hero. But Drum of Endurance and an Orb of Venom. I think the Orb of Venom's a waste because he has a hard stun and he has chasing abilities. He doesn't need the extra slow. I mean, something like a Slark on Orb of Venom Slark is possible, but I think on a Chaos Knight's a little unnecessary. With Reality Rift and Chaos Bolt, they shouldn't be able to get away from you, and an extra 12% slow is not going to make the difference. So Dragon Knight is now ganking. I don't really... Let's look at the farm rates here for these guys, see how they're doing. Net worth is the highest for the Chaos Knight. We're going to see, oh, nice Sentry here. And even Crystal Maiden going to put an ulti down. Wow, that Nyx was not expecting that one. Very smart to have Sentries. I mean, this wins you the game, honestly. Little crap like that. If not, Nyx probably would have been able to stroll in, maybe solo kill the Chaos Knight, and that would have sucked. But Look at this. They're just warding all over the place. They know there's invis heroes. They know Nyx is going to be ganking right now. And this is exactly when you want to put sentries down before their invis hero gets a big advantage. That counts for heroes like Rikimaru, Bounty Hunter, Nyx Assassin. You know they're going to be invisible. You know they're going to be ganking. And damn it, you might as well put sentries down because it's going to save your life. And think of the gold they just got. Especially now that getting hero kills gives you more experience or more gold than it used to. She spends 100 gold on a sentry ward, 200 for 2, but they got 1 kill with the first sentry. They place the second sentry down. They get another kill, and Crystal Maiden makes that gold back and gets experience from it, and nobody dies on your team. It's a massive difference. If, like, she doesn't have a lot of items, but it's totally okay. I don't like the arcane boots, by the way, because she actually has levels in arcane aura, but I guess there's a lot of mana-intensive heroes on her team, but I'm not a huge fan of the arcane boots on Crystal Maiden if you're also going to level arcane aura. Once again, sentry ward. 2 kills now. That's going to happen on Nyx. He's going to try to go invis. Doesn't actually do it, but regardless, he would have died anyways. And another death. And they're even tread switching, so that's looking pretty good for them. Chaos Knight doing a great job. Yeah, don't... Just buy sentry wards, guys. Against invis heroes, it's so good. Naga Siren still doesn't have any mirror image. Dry Ranger has a Shadow Amulet going for a... it's going to be a Lothar's. I'm not a huge fan of not getting treads first, and by that I mean please God buy treads first. It's a huge increase in viability in the early game. It's not worth getting any other, just skipping your boots. Like, the boots are one of the most cost-efficient builds in the game. It's one of the most cost-efficient items in the game. Arcane boots are very, very cost-efficient. Treads, phase, they're so useful, especially tranquil boots. All of those things are so useful. You should almost always upgrade your boots relatively early on, unless you're like really adamant about getting boots of travel or something. I mean, there's maybe some heroes like Darkseer that can ignore boots upgrading, but even a hero like him, you could literally just say, whatever, I'm going to buy tranquil boots and disassemble them later and sell the parts and get maybe something better. But almost always you should upgrade your boots. Buying a fast Shadow Amulet like this is simply not worth it. It gives you 30 attack speed. This is equivalent to treads. You could buy treads and get the same attack speed for less money. And yes, of course, you're going to get your Shadow Blade earlier this way, but the damage output and the, I mean, you could have the treads attack speed and damage and survivability so much earlier in the game. Dire team is now pushing, actually. They're ready to go, and I think this is pretty okay. Oh my god, did he really just trap the Drow? He did. He's using his Shadow Amulet, and he is going to go invisible. I didn't know you could attack while you're using that. It's pretty cool. So if you move, you don't become a bit invisible. The bright side is that he actually was able to go invis there under the tower, and they're going to go in Chronosphere. Oh, Chronosphere on 4, almost 3. 1 stun, actually, but nice kill there. Big Finger of Death. Stun on Drow, and a weird ulti actually coming off. What? Oh, Naga, no. Naga. Oh my god, she wasted all of Crystal Maiden's ulti there. That was really bad and dumb. Don't do that. Good stun at least. Chaos Knight's got to run for his life, and maybe Void will die. There's the stun. He does go down. I think Crystal Maiden should be a little closer. She could have gotten a Frostbite off here. It was sitting a little too far back. And all around, kind of a weird, sloppy team fight. Actually, let's look back at that for just a second. I want to look at that team fight and point out the things that were weird and why it was so sloppy. Obviously, the... Alright, we're going to slow this down right now. This is a bug. She has not used her ulti yet. So, more bug. More bug. Alright, so he's going in. He's looking for the Chronosphere. His AoE is going to catch just 3. Was not able to catch Queen of Pain, but most importantly, the Disruptor ended up putting his ulti down. I think this is a little waste because obviously the Chronosphere is about to end. You should wait until after this is done before you go through with it. And they do focus on the Queen of Pain regardless, so the Silence Aura is going to get her killed. She wasn't able to blink, so it still worked out nicely. 20 seconds left online here. Uses Finger of Death, more silence here. And this is exactly when they needed to jump in. And then the Naga Siren, being an idiot, ended up using her ulti. I mean, that was such a big waste. Crystal Maiden on the high ground here would have done a lot of damage, and that would have been fantastic. I mean, like, you can turn this crap off. Just turn it off. It's so frustrating. 4 heroes grouped up. I mean, they could have had disable follow-ups. Chaos Knight stunned somebody. Could have been doing damage this whole time. And now he gets silenced. Isn't able to cast stun. At least the Riptide goes off decently, but, like... And Lion got way too close there. Shouldn't have ran that close before he ended up throwing the stun. Should have sat back farther. And then from here, it's just kind of like a random jump of stuff. I don't know if it was smart for Chaos Knight to go back in, but does he throw a stun at least? He does. Okay. And that gets the kill before he goes down. That is all good. And bam, back in the fight. I think Naga's going to try to make this happen. Should have gone for the Drow Ranger instead. And immediately, this guy's not playing very well at all. So... Naga Siren making a lot of mistakes. And keep in mind, Nyx Assassin wasn't there, I don't believe. They had a good initiation. They killed the Queen of Pain at start without any repercussions. And then Nyx Assassin was not there. He should have had a TP scroll. He should have teleported as soon as he saw the Chronosphere start. Or that his teammates were grouped up and maybe could have killed more heroes such as Naga Siren or somebody else. Who knows? Yeah, the Naga ulti really messing things up. Please get Spiked Carapace. Just get one level. It's pretty cheap. Only 40 mana. Very, very cheap. And it can set you up for kills. And, you know, reflect things like Naga ultis. You can reflect stun damage. You can reflect a lot of damage. Finger of Death. All that good stuff. So, Treads, Drum, Urn, and a Wand now in Chaos Knight. Decent magic regeneration out of this. Probably should have grabbed his ulti at 9 instead of 10. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think 9 is the way to go. He's going to go Invis, actually. A little worried about 9. Oh, he can definitely kill Naga. Kill Naga. You got this. Come on. You got this. Kill him. Please kill him. Come on. I know you can do it. He's afraid of the other heroes is what's happening. Now he's actually really close to Chaos Knight, so I don't think he can do it now. Now he should. Killer? No? Alright. He does not have the desire, I guess, to get the kills, so doesn't go for it. I'm not too happy with that. Arcane Boots is good, though, on a support Nyx Assassin. I think it's definitely the way to go. Lothar's has been used. There's the smoke, but he's going to catch up, and I think he will get this kill now. Yes, Crystal Maid is killed. So, I mean, he got the kill because he had Shadow Blade, but who knows what Treads would have given him. Possibly been able to take it. And also, if you ever get Frostbit by, as a Drow Ranger or another hero that has an orb, if you manually use your orb, like press the R button or the Q or whatever the hotkey is, use the hotkey, left click on the hero, and you can actually attack through things like Frostbite, through Roof Trellon's ulti. What's another example? The Entangling Claws of... Yeah, Entangling Claws of the Bear. Those are all options. I think you can already attack through those. But, yeah, you can attack through them by using an orb. Those are your options. Gonna grab somebody. It's gonna be Disruptor, actually. He needs to put his ulti down before he dies. Can he do it? No, actually. Great stunfall from the Jaeger Bombers here. And an ulti. Is this worth it on Dragon? I don't think it really is, but... There's a big silence. Is this Drow? Yeah, Drow's trying to help. Run, Drow, run. Drow, can you do it? There's one stun at least. Oh, man, that was a big ulti from Naga. Not from Naga, sorry, from Disruptor. Go invisible, jeez. Nyx is now coming in to save the day. There's the stun. The AoE actually grabbed the Drow Ranger, surprisingly. There's a glimpse back, and that's going to be a dead hero. Disruptor opted for Arcane Boots this game. I'm not a huge fan of this, personally. I think it's unnecessary. Throw a stun. Throw a stun. Throw a stun. Oh, damn. Crystal Maiden ulti. Oh, my God. That was a big mess up. Crystal Maiden's playing really well, honestly. I would have that face as well. Oh, that's Queen of Pain getting a kill. Sorry. There's a lot of stuff going on all over the place. So, Crystal Maiden putting ulti on the high ground. Got the kill. Nyx needed to drop the Spiked Carapace. He could have reflected the damage online. He should have thrown his nukes. Once again, Arcane Boots is kind of a weird choice, but if you are using your ulti, I guess in some ways it's useful. But Crystal Maiden's doing a great job this game. Picks up a point booster. Apparently feels like she's getting leverage out of her ulti, which she has been. I don't think an Aghanim Scepter is a good build on Crystal Maiden. She should be warding. There's very few Dire Wards up right now, just one, but it's going okay. She is still buying sentries and things like that. You can see them on the map. Naga Siren maybe going Vanguard. I'm not really sure what she's going to be doing. Crystal Maiden's going to steal our farm, which, in this case, don't do this, guys. This annoys the crap out of me whenever I'm playing. It's, like, definitely my biggest pet peeve when I'm playing a carry. Not that Naga Siren's playing very well, but if I'm playing a carry and a support rolls up and steals last hits using an AoE, it is the worst. It makes me so pissed. Queen of Pain's going to die mid, actually. That's one silence. What was that silence from? Glimpse actually sends the Chaos Knight back. He's going Armlet after this. A little talking about his... Let's talk about his item builds quick here. He bought the Orb of Venom, which I already said I don't think is that useful, but he's got a lot of really early strength items is what he's been doing. He might ulti and fight this. No, he has no ulti, actually. Sorry. But basically, he bought all of these items. It's a lot of items to purchase. He's going to grab the Disruptor. No. Oh, actually, one silence from the Drow Ranger, but he's going to be able to kill a line. There's a net on Disruptor. He'll die now very easily. Good damage from Drow, but he's going to run out of mana, actually. And once again, Naga puts the ulti down. I think, yeah, he would have killed Chaos Knight, so I think that might have been worth it. Here's the split off, and here comes the Frostbite. And they are actually going to be able to kill him. That was actually worth it, I think. Forward Escape might die. Can we see the stun? Nope. Razafino. Do it. Oh, man. But Nyx. Thank you. Okay. Use it. Use it. Use it. I'm clicking for you. Do it. Do it. Oh, he did it. Way late. I mean, it would have been really good to dodge the, or reflect the Sonic Wave. That would have been good damage, but it doesn't do it. Alright, so all these items on Chaos Knight that I was talking about, you might want to shave some of these off. The idea is that, yes, okay, they give you a lot of really good early game, but it delays your core item build and it delays where you're going to start hard carrying. And if you're in this kind of a lineup where your Naga Siren's not doing very well and they have more carry potential than you by far with a Void and a Drow Ranger, it's usually a better idea to shave some of these things off and get your armlet earlier. And the things that I would probably shave maybe the drum. The drum gives you a lot of int. Probably like the urn, though. I would shave off the urn. Shave off the urn. That's 900 gold, I believe. Yeah, 875 gold. Shave off this urn, shave off this orb of venom, and you'd be 1,000 gold closer to finishing your armlet. Armlet's not that expensive. It's only like 2.7k, 2.6k now. It's been reducing costs recently. I mean, you could get there 1,000 gold faster, and if you get there 1,000 gold faster, all of a sudden you get 65 damage, 1,000 gold faster, which is a big advantage, by the way. Makes your armlet a little cheaper, gets you there faster. He hasn't really been using the urn that much. He doesn't need the HP regen that much. He's been doing okay, and especially if you go armlet. If you go armlet, you've got HP regen from the helm. You don't need the urn as much. You've already got good kill potential. You don't really need the urn for extra kill potential, in my opinion. So I think he should shave these off and go straight for the armlet right after the drum, because that would get him to carry potential a little faster, and sometimes that does make a big difference. So luckily for him, though, Drow just now finished Treads. Treads Shadowblade naked, no wand. I don't know if the wand is really needed on Drow Ranger. Maybe a magic stick would be kind of nice just to have and maybe sell later, because she has been using a lot of mana on the Frost Arrows, but her skill build is just about maxed out. It's looking okay. Naga ended up going Vanguard, so decent initiation build. Going to be unlikely to die. Nyx is going for a Dagon right after his Arcane Boots, which will work just fine. Wow, look at the sentries. This is so good. They're going to be able to find him. Here comes, there's the Rift. Here comes the stun, and that's going to be a dead hero once again. This is how you keep your advantage up versus the Nyx. I mean, he's died 10 times now. He's gotten massively delayed as a result. That's really shut him down by quite a bit, so sentries are good. Battle Fury is finished on Void. He's going to find Chaos Knight, and he may take a stun as well, unless he time walks to the low ground. He'll be okay now. Maybe even we'll see Disruptor die. There's the Blink Pass. One stun on Queen of Pain. I think that was 3 seconds there. And he puts his ulti down, actually, barely in time. I was surprised. Chronosphere is going to save him, actually. And we're going to see Lion die before he casts anything. That was pretty good initiation. But Crystal Maiden gets silenced here. Back up to the high ground. That worked out really well for the Radiant team, actually. Now Draw's going to clean up. Once again, we will see Naga Siren use her ulti for some weird reason. There's the urn. And I guess this guy's new to the hero, I think. Dragonite may end up dying, and I think he will. He's actually attacking this. I don't think this is a good idea from the Faces Void. He's got to be careful. He might be able to do it now, actually. There's the mini stun. Riptide as well, and they're going to get it. Faces Void gets the kill, so comes back in and fights. Tower can be denied. We'll see if they take it. And Chaos Knight now buys his armlet. If he would have had the armlet there, you would have had an extra 60 damage or so in the team fight, and maybe that would have made the difference. Who knows? Really weird team fights going on. Kind of seems like Naga Siren just doesn't know what she's doing with her hero. Hasn't played the hero very much, so I'll give her a break there. But has definitely had some weird ultis so far that haven't always worked out. Faces Void's died a few too many times this game, but at least he has Battle Fear and Treads now. He's going to try to take a tower, which is smart to do. Every time you take a win in a team fight, you should try to take a tactical and gold advantage, whether that's farming, whether that's taking Roshan, or whether that's a tower. So he's going to go for the wave. I'm not really sure he's going to go for his item build next. I usually do something like... I've actually been really into the Mjolnir Vlad's build recently. I'm not saying it's the best build, but I think attack speed is much more valuable than it used to be on Faces Void, because now you do double damage under Chronosphere. So rather than just going for Battle Fury and saying, I want damage and I want AoE farm, you can rely more on attack speed towards getting your bash chances up. And your chance doesn't change, but your amounts of hits in a team fight go up, so that means you have more chances to land a time lock. And it does the double damage under Chronosphere. When it lands, it does 140 magic damage. That's massive. That's a huge bonus damage under a Chronosphere. And he goes Mask of Mana, so that's going to offset his low attack speed right now, give him lifesteal. It's going to make him squishy within the Chronosphere, but you know, he will have to worry. There's a lot of range heroes here, especially Line. If Line can throw a Finger of Death while he's got Mask of Mana on, I mean, that's tons of damage bonus here. Drow's going to steal a DD. There's a Scream of Pain. They will be able to see where they go, but I don't think they have sentries or dust. Is Crystal Maiden there? She is, but she does have dust. She used it. And she did not land it on the Drow, though, so he gets away. Small mistake there. A lot of sentry wards, and this is honestly the best thing to do. I mean, I know I've been talking about this a lot. Even if you're playing as a Crystal Maiden and you're like, God, I would love to finish my Aghanim Scepter, just buy some sentries and bring them with you, because it shuts them down so much. I actually just played a game with Tony the other day. Who was I playing? I think my Slark game, where he actually bought a lot of sentries, and he said to me after the game, he's like, wow, I didn't believe you before when you told me, but just buying a lot of sentries in the mid-game really does help out a lot. And I'm so glad that he had that realization finally, because it does make a big difference. I think the sentry is better placed a little bit here, and the other sentry would be placed about here. Would be very wise. Little mana drain on the Chaos Knight. Good choice there. Trying to get his mana down. Hopefully he uses his armlet before he splits off, by the way, because the armlet gives you strength only when you activate it. And the minus HP over time does not go on your illusions. So you want to use armlet, then split, and then team fight. Always make sure to do that, because you get an extra 25 damage for your illusions. They will continue to turtle this out a bit. Map vision is not the best for the Radiant team. Kind of really weird sentry ward places. It does kind of cover this whole area. I think there's going to be nothing that can get by in the middle lane, but they're kind of really trying to force this down. I wish they were going for outer towers instead, because pushing up into a Rax is very difficult, and they're actually going to come from the top. Look at Faces Void. He's just waiting for this. He has max time walk as well, so here he comes, looking for the Chronosphere. He's going to put it on 2 heroes, but he gets rifted. Oh, the Chaos Knight. Oh, that is not good. No way. Wait. Oh, that's the Dire team. That was smart. Oh, damn. Nagasire, nice plays there. That was actually a Chronosphere. They ended up stopping the Chronosphere. Stun on Void. He's backtracking everything, though, but Mask of Madness is going to run out. She's not taking too much bonus damage. She's actually just fighting here. Get some kills, man. Bashes come in, and are they going to win this? They are. Okay, wow. That was a big ulti from Nagasire, and actually to stop the initiation. That was perfect. Stop the Chronosphere. That was a good Chronosphere from Void. The Chaos Knight stupidly actually used Reality Rift on the Faces Void. She got trapped in the Chronosphere. That was no good. But now they're pushing in. I wish Dry Rangers spend your money. Faces Void is sitting fine for where he's at. They should be able to take a tower. And there's actually a Hand of Midas on Dragon Knight, which I didn't notice until now. But Hand of Midas on Dragon Knight, kind of a good item build. If you're getting free farm, at least he had a really rough early game, so he's been kind of limited on performance thus far. But luckily, he's got enough carry potential and enough disable from Disruptor as well as the Void, I think, where he can actually just rely on his late game here. They take 2 towers from that. Please use your Hand of Midas. He hasn't used his Hand of Midas. Has he used this at all yet? I'm not sure, but it looks like he's going Sanj, possibly Sanj and Yasha. Pretty common Dragon Knight noob item. Not recommended though. I don't think it's really worth it, especially because they have good disables already. He's got a stun. He doesn't need the slow that you get from Sanj. Maybe doing something like a Heaven's Halberd is possible, but I still don't think it's a very good choice because you're not against a single target carry. Like a Draw Ranger would be a good example that a Heaven's Halberd would be good against, but a hero like Chaos Knight, he has a lot of illusions. You really just want AoE to try to pick him off. Now I don't think grabbing something like a Battle Fury is wise, obviously, because once you hit range, it's not going to be usable. Driver just going to die top here, but I don't know. Breathe Fire, I guess, goes a ways to get it, but something like Armlet is pretty good, or even like an AC would be decent. Or how about Mjolnir? That'd probably be the best build. A damage item that also has AoE. Something like a Mjolnir or a Maelstrom would be smart. He does finally use Hand of Midas, thank God. So he's going to get some gold acceleration out of that. Faces Void will shift down to the bot lane. Getting that farm. 2,700 gold. I would like to see a BKB out of him, I think. That would be the best. That way, if he Chronospheres in the future and Nagasire tries to sleep him, he still can end up being magic immune to that. 7 charges on Chaos Knight for the urn now. And Queen of Pain going Aghanim Scepter next. About 500 gold away from that one. Tier 2 tower.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Can he catch anybody? He's way over diving now. He's got to be careful. The enemy team could show up. Now, Face of Void isn't here, but he does have a TP scroll, so he could come back at any moment. I think they could fight. Oh, I'm sorry, Draw Ranger's dead, so I guess they can't. She has 3,000 gold in the bank, by the way. Actually, I think a Manta style would be what she should buy. Manta style would definitely be the best. Please buy Manta or Yasha. She is going to buy one. Thank God. She buys the Yasha, so big attack speed and movement speed as well. Manta style is one of the survivability items that's great for Draw Ranger, and now might see some engagement. Nice stun. He did not use his armlet before he split off. There's a Chronosphere. Oh, man, that's a good Chrono. Really, really good. Kills 1 Crystal Maiden. Chaos Knight's going to die as well, and might even see Nago down. She is going to pop her ulti, of course, because she's quick on that button, as we've seen thus far. She's got to run, though. She can't fight this. Walk away. Walk away. Oh, the Glimpse sends her back. That's actually a Queen of Pain. And the mini stun. Oh, first hit mini stun. Gemma Trueset is on the ground. This is really bad for the Dire team now. Queen of Pain blink in. No, she blinked out. Sorry. There's the silence. There's the stun. And that is a dead hero. So, pretty nice team fight for them. Once again, the Dire team is kind of pushing into a bad area. I mean, think how far ahead they were before. What if they just took outer towers first? And that's probably what they should have done. Rather than going for the mid push like they did before, they tried to force a Rax. They barely did any tower damage at all. I mean, they're fighting into a Disruptor who's a big team fight hero. They fought into a Faces Void who's a big team fight hero. And they weren't able to take the win. If they literally would have just taken the tier 2 tower top with a 5-man push, taking the tier 2 tower bot with a 5-man push, get some wards up, some offensive wards, maybe a ward here, maybe a ward somewhere around here to keep vision of the Radiant team if they leave their base, take Roshan, and then push in. That's what they should have done. And the Radiant team's actually the one with the Aegis right now. We're going to see an Eagle Song picked up on Void now, and they're actually diving into the tower. I think this looks really bad, actually. Yeah, Nyx looks pretty dead. Finger of Death is used. And looks like Drago's back to farm. So, I mean, they lost their advantage. They know that the Radiant team had more carry than them. They knew that they wanted to try to Rax it early, but they had the advantage. What they needed to do was take the outer towers and then go for the Rax. And if you're ever worried about the late game, like if you know that they have more late game potential than you should always do this. Don't let them get to this point where they're going to be able to out farm you or win more team fights and then be at this kind of situation. Sly's going to backdoor this tower. And Chaos Knight's going to find him, but he's going to go in biz and be just fine. I think somebody has the gem. Who is that? It was Disruptor. I think they put it down. Yeah, they did, because they have invisible heroes, so they don't want to deal with it. You can use it to de-ward. It's a decent use of a gem. I don't know if players of this caliber can really expect wards up. As you can see, there's no dire wards up at the moment. There's been a lot of sentries, but no dire wards yet. But another thing to point out about the Crystal Maiden, by the way, she has been buying a lot of sentries. Her items haven't moved anywhere in about 10 minutes. That's because she has bought a lot of sentries. But that's what happens if your team misplays. If you hit a kind of a slump like this, where you run in and end up dying a lot. Faces Void looks like he will die most likely. This is actually really good for them. Big overly stun stacking here. He hasn't used Time Walk yet, but they throw the next stun. Wow, did he backtrack? Oh my god, if he survives. Okay, he is going to die. He backtracked a lot of that. Can he Time Walk is the question. There's the Rift, and I think he is dead. Yes, he is going to die. Small mistake from him getting caught. He's going Butterfly next. He bought the Quarterstaff and the Eagle Song first. I'm not a huge fan of this. The reason I was thinking about this earlier today. Whenever I see players buy the Quarterstaff first, the main reason why this ends up being a problem is because when you buy big items like this, like Butterfly, your item slots are usually pretty full. Now, Void in this case doesn't have a wand. He doesn't have a magic stick. He doesn't have a TP scroll. I don't know if he tried to use it before or not, but usually you don't have enough item slots to fill up all 3 slots. So while it would make sense to buy the Quarterstaff, buy the Eagle Song, then finish it up, you usually only have space for one. So almost always I just say buy the Eagle Song first and have that as your one item slot. I wish that he did have a wand maybe, or at least a magic stick to get some extra mana regen in there in case anybody has mana drain, which they actually don't. So it won't be that big of a deal, but usually at least buy a magic stick. I think a magic wand on any carry is almost always good, just because you will take focus fire in team fights, and that extra heal can end up keeping you alive at times. And it's very inexpensive, so I say go for it most of the time. So Drow Ranger went Shadowblade, Crystallis, Yasha into gonna finish it Daedalus. This is okay. I kind of wish she went Yasha before Crystallis myself, but regardless, it's not the end of the world. The extra agility would have been useful for the aura, among other things. Nyx Assassin with a level 2 Dagon. I don't recommend ever upgrading a Dagon. Almost never. Unless you're really, really far ahead. Get 1 Dagon, that's fine on Nyx Assassin. Grab a Veil afterwards. You can grab something like, I don't know, some utility item. Does anybody have a drum? I think then, yeah, Disruptor does have a drum. They have a drum. I think drum's a great Nyx item. You can grab a Necro 3. There's a lot better items, I think, than upgrading your Dagon. You don't really need the burst damage that bad. It's not like they're playing a super... a hero that is weak to burst damage. It's not like they have a Morphling, something like that. I say just go for it. So, Aghanim Scepter on Queen of Pain, good choice. They're going to push forward, back off again. Once again, take the tier 2 tower, please do it. They might be waiting for Roshan, but of course it's not up for 4 minutes. So they'll back up again. They could be farming right now. They could have good map control. Naga doesn't have anything new, just a Vanguard, Treads, and a Wand. Not looking too good for them. And as time goes on, Void's just going to get more and more farmed here, as are the other carries. So I'm just going to speed this up a bit since we're stagnating slightly. Daedalus fish on Drow Ranger. She's actually ganking. She ends up going Shadowblade through the ward area, but I think that got spotted. She popped it about here, and the ward was up, so it does get spotted, and instead she will take the Ancients. So Radiant team is taking their map control right now. They actually don't have any ward vision up. If we check their ward vision, I'm sorry, we are on F2. Yeah, F2. So they have very little ward vision, just this one down here. Whereas the Dire team has a lot more. They're going to go in and fight, though. I should slow this down. That's a big Chronosphere. They had vision from the creeps, and everybody's going to die from that. Wow. And that's the problem with Faceless Void, because he can just swing team fights. They actually call a good game. I don't know if they're actually going to be done yet, but Chaos Knight buys back, and they should be able to take a Rax from this just by having... Wow, that was a DD. No wonder. They had a DD. Didn't even need the Butterfly. There's the illusions. He did pop his armlet this time, which is all good. Faces Void goes for the melee barracks, ranged barracks next, and they take the Rax. So I think the Dire team really just needed to coordinate better. The Nagasar needed to play better, had some mistakes. Hopefully she doesn't ulti. She's thinking about it, but they're actually going to be able... Oh, Chaos Knight dies first. Actually, Void is in here just crushing face. They actually have really good damage now. Look at their carries, man. They almost all have good items. Even the Dragon Knight had a really rough start. Now is level 16. He's got a Sanjin, Yasha, and a Maelstrom. Not the best build, but it works. It works, definitely. And I think that's just going to round things out. A lot of dead heroes. Void might die to a tower, which would be awesome for him. Queen Pain's going to ulti this. Do a Crystal Maiden. You had such a good early game.
Dire's
You had such a good early game. I mean, it really was their game to win. It totally was. They had such an advantage, but they just didn't coordinate well, and their team fighting wasn't that awesome. So they really just needed to take the tier 2 here, take Roshan, and then push in for Rex. I mean, that's the only way. Or take a more of a gold advantage. Take so much of a gold advantage that even if the face's Void ends up Chronosphereing you, that it's like, okay, whatever. You Chronosphered me, we have 5,000 more gold than you, it doesn't matter. Your Chronosphere isn't going to be able to kill our Crystal Maiden, whatever. Or sit somebody out. Sit somebody out that has a disable, like a line, sit line way far out of the team fight. Sit Naga Siren way out of the team fight and pop the ulti like that one time. That worked out really, really well. But even still, Dire team had the advantage, Rainy team comes back, and that's going to be the end of the game. So thanks everybody for watching. This is a Purge Cast the Pub episode. I don't know what the number is. I'll figure that out later when I upload. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Sorry about the lack of content lately, but I'm going to start streaming in a second here, and I'll get started. So thanks for watching. Bye.